So last speaker we'll have Sha-En. Round of applause for Sha-En.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sha-En, and I am a reformed optimist. I say this with great pleasure because nobody can tell now that I used to be a pessimist. You see, many years ago, from the ages of 10 to 14, I was bullied, emotionally bullied. And by the end of secondary 2 at 14, I did not feel that I had any real friends. And so I often thought to myself, life sucks. It was only until secondary 3 when a kind teacher dropped me a note. She saw that I was looking so down. She dropped me a note and she said, "Dear Sha-En, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. P.S. Smile more." So, I decided to take her advice. And so I embarked on a smiling journey. At first it was kind of like, fake it till you make it, because it's so awkward, right? You don't feel happy when you put on a smile. But then something started to change. I started to feel good about myself. People started responding to me, they became friendlier. And at the end of secondary 4, my results also became better. What magic was that? At the end of secondary 4, I'm also happy to share with you that I actually had a bunch of good friends. You can see me over there in the red arrow. I actually had a bunch of friends whom I still hang out with till today. And I can tell you very proudly that life, to me, did not suck anymore. Instead, I learned a very important lesson. Happiness is in your control. I was so inspired by my teacher that many years down the road, I too decided to become a teacher. And I met my very first student. His name was Alex. Now, Alex, brilliant student. He was kind. He was helpful. And when he got 95 upon 100 for his mathematics, is that a good result, everyone? I was ecstatic. I could have something to show. But Alex's response was devastating. He said, "Miss Yo, I'm doomed." And I asked myself, as a teacher, what is my role and how can I help someone like Alex become more optimistic and become more resilient? My search led me to the very first book written by Dr. Martin Seligman, the founder of the field of positive psychology. And if it's the first time you're hearing about positive psychology, it is actually the scientific study of happiness and well-being. Applying the strategies in this book, Learn Optimism, transformed Alex and made me feel, wow, if one book can make such a transformation in one student, what if I studied positive psychology? So in 2010, I uprooted my entire family, my husband, my 10-month-old daughter, and flew all the way to Philadelphia to study a master's in positive psychology under Dr. Martin Seligman, that's him. And you know what? I was so relieved when I met him because he told me that he used to be a grouch, but after 6 years of teaching positive psychology, he was now a reformed grouch. So I was in good company, reformed optimist, reformed grouch. And after learning the science of happiness for an entire year and making a resolution to apply everything to myself, I had an epiphany. Happiness can be learned. I was so blown away by that 1 year. I thought, wow, what if I brought this back to schools in Singapore? Could we have happier children? Could we have happier communities? Could we have happier people? And so for the past 8 years, I have been going to schools and I've spoken to thousands of parents, teachers, students, and individuals in organizations, sharing with them about the science of happiness. This is a recent event with a group of parents on a Saturday morning. I even tried it on my children. They are my best guinea pigs. Please don't tell them if you ever meet them. Actually, here they are. This Sherry and Zoe are my best guinea pigs. I tried it on them. And my learning after meeting so many people and trying the science of happiness on them is that happiness science really works. And you know, one thing people share with me every time I share with them about happiness, they say, you know, I've tried to be happy. I Google online and there's a laundry list of happiness, but why am I still not happy? And how do I start? And so this year, I felt so convinced that the science has worked for me and thousands of people that I started a company together with my partner called Happiness Scientists. Right? Because we have a mission. We want to teach happiness to people, and we believe 100% in the science and the evidence base of positive psychology. And we want to start here with all of you in Singapore. So I want to leave you with two questions. First, what can you do to take charge, to take control of your own happiness? Second, what does it mean to be happy in Singapore? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Okay.